All right, YouTubers, Monday, 31st of January, we got a lot of snow. This should loosen you up, and if you still got more to go, it should warm you up. I know I got to go remove snow today. Oh, it's just Kathleen and I today. Everybody else has something happening. I think we just need an ab wheel.
Good morning.
Good morning. Just an ab wheel. It's just you and I this morning.
Yeah, I saw those. This is just what I need. I am having so much trouble with my right shoulder.
Well, be careful on the planks, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I obviously did something to it, but I have no clue what.
Yeah. Well, I figured, at least us New Englanders did some shoveling.
But we all did shovel.
Of some form of another, moving and removing snow. So, kind of loosening up tight backs. But I gotta tell you, the thing that, and I know I was remiss in sending out the notice this snowstorm, but usually I recommend everybody switch hands. Don't be a right-handed shoveler all day. Be a left-handed shoveler half the day. I'm constantly switching directions so that I'm not rotating or throwing in one direction all the time. Make sure you stretch those calves. Oh yeah, they're feeling tight. Ooh. So I'll shovel this way, I'll shovel that way. And I try to count. I know I still dominate right-handed, but I try to switch as much as possible whenever possible. And that seems to keep, low back from getting too twisted up. As if you just do the same thing.
I always realized that when we were kids, we went around with shovels and used it as an opportunity to earn some money.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of that going on.
You don't do that anymore.
No.
They don't even help their parents.
Well, I did see there were two young boys. I was a little jealous. They had a little gator, one of those, probably gas powered, whatever, but like longer than an ATV, lower, meant for that kind of stuff. Had a nice little plow on it, and they had a couple of shovels and I think they might have actually been out making a little bit of money in the neighborhood. All right, gorilla worms I put there, 2 and 2. So this is an out and back. That's why it seems like 4, but it's really 2. So nice gorilla squat. Oh, yes, that's where I feel my tightness. Oh. The good news, for me anyway, is the tightness, and this is important. We're going to start doing our inchworm. I'm going to walk out. Remember, one hand at a time, arms straight, legs straight. Feet to hands, just using the ankles and the toes. Don't bend your knees. Get the stretch. But when you're feeling tightness in your body, if it's evenly distributed left, right, front, back, so to speak, so it's kind of an even set of aches and pains, it's generally not the worst thing in the world. Keep the knees straight while you're walking back. Even if you're doing a workout, if you get a tweak, if it's just on one side, it usually is going to be called an injury later. But if it's kind of a, you feel like you worked your whole back or hips or your shoulders, everything just feels tired or sore side to side, the same, you're probably not going to have an injury. You're just going to be sore for a day or two, and your body will recover. one of the things they taught us is that imbalance is one of the biggest predictors of future injury. So we're going to walk the hands back, do one more squat, and that would be 2 full heroic limbs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So everything feels nice and evenly sore. Usually I'm sore one side or the other, so happily, not this time. Breathing squats, heels together, toes 45, arms up at the top. Come down, up on the balls of the feet, so the heels leave the floor. Knees are way out, arms back. We're going to inhale up, squeeze the glutes, lock the legs, and arch back a little bit before you descend. And you're going to exhale on the way down. Inhale up. Nice stretchy squat. Traditional exercise world would have you fearing this squat. My knees are going to explode. And yet it's been done by yogis. My chest just popped. I don't know if you heard that. By yogis for probably well over 5,000 years. Oh. I think that was 6. I'll do 2 more because I don't remember. But from here we go on to the ab rollout. And it was interesting, popped up randomly. I don't usually get exercise stuff in my video feed on YouTube, but there was one again from my buddy Al down in New York. I actually had up here on 2 occasions for workshops. Him and his brother, Danny, the Cavadlos. And he was answering a question to his YouTube audience about, what can I do when I don't have a pull-up bar to work my upper back and build strength in my upper back? And the ab wheel came in his first video. I think it was the second exercise. First exercise? I can't remember. He ended up making a 2-parter. It was so popular. But again, keep the hips forward. This is a big upper back exercise that recruits the core tremendously. And again, it got a bad reputation. Good 30, 40 years ago. Because people weren't doing it properly. They weren't keeping the pelvic tilt locked in. They'd get out here and then they'd yank their back out. So they'd actually create a low back injury. Because when you're here, the load's tremendous on your lumbar spine. I've seen some crazy scientific numbers, and it's as you start reaching your arms further overhead and getting into this lean, the forces are pretty tremendous. So you stay safe by squeezing the glutes, bracing the belly, keeping the armpits tight. Yeah, okay. So 8 of those, good straight bridge. See if I can pop out of my sternum. I got one good one with those breathing squats. My shoulders surprisingly get cranky when I shovel. Or maybe not surprisingly. And if Catherine were here, she might take note that when my shoulders get cranky, my elbows get crankier.
Well, I think that's my problem. I have an elbow injury that I did in September, and now the shoulder's acting up.
Right.
And the elbow still hurts. It's just weird.
I think we're just doing 8 of these. I may have already done 8. I don't know. But one more.
Amazing how long these things last.
Yeah. Well, talking to folks again yesterday, about age. And, it's all, there's all those cliches, but I can look at my birth date and realize I am 61 plus. I don't feel it, and the only thing that really tells me that I'm older is that I don't recover from stuff as quickly as I did when I was 25 or 30. But I still. So seated leg raises with a little hold. Try to get 2-3 seconds up here. Remember, you're pressing into the floor through the shoulders, flat hands, and just trying to get the heels off the floor. Keep the palms down. 5 reps with the hold. So pull yourself into the floor with your abs and then lift your legs. Pull your toes towards your nose. Try a 3 count. Ooh. Oh yeah. Okay, 5 of those. Fun. It's a little less fun with the side plank. I say it all the time. Make sure shoulders over the wrist, over the hand. You don't want to be way back here in your planks. And then make this line armpit to hip tight. 8 reps. And then articulate your leg and your shoulder. You don't have to contort your body to do this. Reach back into that stretch, contract. I think that's 8. Feeling a little tug on my inner thigh. Felt that when I was shoveling the other day. 2. Maybe even yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Okay, interesting. All right, split squats. Load, no load. I'm going no load. I'll probably go prisoner style. When you get down the bottom, you should start to feel a stretch in that back leg. Step back a little further if you're not. And pay attention to how your toes are oriented. They should be faced forward. A lot of times I'll see people in the bottom position with their toes pointed sideways. And you should be pressing off the ball of your foot. And those toes should be aimed forward. A nice little stretch at the bottom. And then squeeze up. That was 8 or 9. Good step back. We could accentuate the stretch by putting our rear foot up on a box or in the strap of the TRX, or even, God forbid, on a stability ball. But I really just want to focus on a nice, slow, comfortable stretch here, which I got. So that's around, depending on how much shoveling you did or are still to do, potentially. That could be your warm-up. It could be a stretch out from yesterday. For me, it's a little bit of both, because when I leave here, I've seen pictures of the snowdrifts down at the train. We got some shoveling to do, so I'm probably going to do.
You guys got quite a bit more snow than we did, and we got about 10.5. But
I'm not sure what the official number was.
hard to know with the drifts.
14. Wednesday.